Yo, what's going on guys? It's Anime1 back here with a new video, and today I'm here with the new parts of What If Naruto Was Neglected and Trained by Shanks. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also like this video. So without any delay, let's begin the video. Inside the academy, Team 11 made their way upstairs, but upon reaching the second floor, they were met with the sight of a girl with her hair in two buns, pleading to let her pass the two ninja blocking the door. Naruto looked behind him and saw Sasuke shaking his head, and Samantha rolling her eyes. The Genin group quickly walked past the girl, and Naruto assumed that was her team. Before the two could make it to upstairs, to the third floor, they were stopped by a voice. "Wait, you're Team 11, correct?" asked a boy in a bold cut. The girl and a Hyuga stepped forward to join the boys by side. "And if we are," asked Sasuke, "we are told to keep our distance from you. But by looking over you, you don't seem so tough," commented the girl with buns in her head. Naruto chuckled, which turned into a laugh, while his teammates also had grin on their faces. "Avoid us or face us. It really doesn't matter, but the cardinal sin of someone in a battle is to underestimate their opponent," Naruto said as he and his team continued to go up towards the upstairs. "What are your names?" asked the Hyuga, who had not made a sound until now. Isn't it polite to give your name first before asking of others?" asked Sasuke. It was no secret that the Hyuga and the Uchiha were not the biggest fans of each other, but Sasuke didn't let his clan's prejudice affect his opinion. Itachi made sure of that. The Hyuga was silent for a while before finally giving in. "My name is Neji Hyuga. These are my teammates, Tenten and Rock Lee," he introduced as Tenten waved and Rock Lee smiled widely at them. "My name is Sasuke Uchiha. My teammates are Samantha Uchiha, my sister, and Naruto," he said, introducing his team to who had examined their competition. "So, I take it that you are the leader," asked Tenten to Sasuke, which only caused him to chuckle. "What's so funny?" she asked in confusion. "You'll find out later in the exams. Why I asked that question is now? This is really funny. For now, we need to leave," Sasuke said as the team made their way towards the third floor, while the Hyuga's team stayed behind, trying to figure out what Team 11 had said. Upon reaching the third floor, Team 11 met by their sensei, Itachi. "I see, three of you have made your choice. Listen, I want each of you to know that I'm really proud of you three. Each of you have potential to go down in history as the greatest ninja of all time. I truly believe this. So go on and fulfill your destiny," he said, giving them a new source of confidence to the Genin. With a nod, the three walked past their sensei into the examination room. Upon entering the room, the three looked at their competition. Most were standard Genins, but a few stood out to Naruto. The first one was the Kusa ninja. That Naruto wasn't sure if she was a Genin. She was obviously trying to conceal her power, but he could tell that she was definitely a threat. A second was Eva Ninja, who seemed to be trying to conceal her power. She wasn't as nearly as strong as the Kusanin, but powerful nonetheless. But for some reason, the girl was staring at him with a look of pure hatred. The final Genin he absorbed concerned him the most. He looked at the red-haired Suna ninja that was staring at him. He had bags under his eyes, proof that he had not slept in a long time, and was leaking out bloodlust. Naruto was brought out of his contamination by Inuzuka, who was gathering and looked to be around his graduating class. Only to be there for a day, Naruto didn't know their names, but had a pretty good idea of what each clan members can do and where they were from. Seeing Samantha and Sasuke join the Inuzuka and the other Genin, Naruto looked at his team. Looks like everyone here is here, except for, well, Team 7, I guess. Kiba said before noticing Naruto. Oh hey, you must be Sasuke and Samantha's teammate. I'm Kiba, and this is Akamaru, he said, pointing to a white puppy standing beside the Inuzuka's leg. The boy held out his hand to Naruto, who hesitantly took it. Naruto, he said. Naruto, welcome. Well, welcome home. Let me introduce you to everyone. These are my teammates, Hinata, Hyuga, and Shino Aburame, he said, pointing towards the two. Shino gave no reaction, but Hinata gained a slight blush while examining the blonde. Moving on from his teammates, Kiba proceeded to introduce the rest of the Genins. After the boy was finished with the introductions, a pink-haired girl, along with two of the other Namikaze siblings, entered. Sakura, I thought you wouldn't even have been able to compete, as the blonde, who unknowingly was Ino, that Naruto of course didn't know about until now recently, because Kiba introduced them. The pinklet smiled. Well, having the son and the daughter of the Hokage in her team really is advantageous, she said with a smile. As he got all of that, there was one more boy that came in. All of you should be more quiet, warned a boy behind the group. They all turned, and then they were met with the sight of a gray-haired boy wearing glasses. Trust me, you don't want to draw any attention to you or your team in the exams. The ninja continued. And who are you? Asked Kiba, watching the question on the minds of each and every Konoha ninja. Oh, forgive me for my lack of manners. My name is Kabuto Yakushi, the newcomer said with a smile. You said to trust you about the exams. Have you taken them before? Asked Samantha, which only caused Kabuto to rub his head nervously. Actually, this is my 7th try, he said, embarrassed. Kiba laughed out loud at his response. Whoa, you must suck, man, he said the Inuzuka. Yeah, well, the upside of taking the exam so many times is the experience and information that I've gained. Speaking of information, is there anyone you may have any questions about? Kabuto said with a smirk. What's the catch? Asked Sasuke, who was now growing suspicious of Kabuto minute by minute. A feeling that he shared with both of his teammates. Kabuto shook his head. No catch, just call it the one Konoha ninja helping out another. This is what we're supposed to do, right? Support each other, Kabuto said, but didn't any response from Team 11. Tell us about Konoha's Team 11, said Menma, as this made the team inside the room kind of tense and look at Kabuto's offer. When the young Genin teams, even some of the foreign teams, lean into hearing the information. Okay, Team 11. Okay, I can do that, said Kabuto, as Kabuto said, pulling out 3 cards. First up, well, it's Sayuri Uchiha, a prodigy who has unlocked the Sharingan and is said to be one of the most sharpest Sharingan in the history of Uchihas. Her Sharingan is so advanced that even when she has 2 Tomoes, it's comparable that to an adult. She has extreme genjutsu skills that even rival her own brother, and well, she's good in ninjutsu, she's an average in taijutsu. So yeah, that's pretty much it about her. The second one is Sasuke Uchiha, all around prodigy, skilled in Uchiha intercepts and taijutsu skills, specialized in fire jutsu, and is very skilled in terms of genjutsu, not as for good as his sister though. He's the youngest Uchiha to retreat 3 Tomoe Sharingan in both of his eyes, said the man, or Kabuto in this case, which Sasuke looked at the man in a little bit of suspicion. Only few people knew about him reaching a 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and that was well because Itachi and Fugaku were not, very tough with him. Specifically Fugaku, I put Sasuke under the Genjutsu and literally forced him to, unlock his 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Well, Samantha was having it a little great time since her Sharingan, even at 2 Tomoe, was comparable to Sasuke. three Tomoe Sharingan. I always say this, but Samantha's Sharingan, and when I say Semi saying it right now, is really strong. It's really, really, really strong. So you guys can just imagine what her mangaka abilities are gonna be when I'm gonna give them. But then, and last but not least, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, and nothing shows in terms of ninjutsu or genjutsu, but his skill in taijutsu. Said Kabuto, the genin from Team 8, 10, and 7 all had a simply shook look on their face, written off as they were pretty much weak. Until that Kabuto finished reading his card. He is also incredibly skilled in Kenjutsu, considered by Sensei to be the best swordsman in the entire village. It also says that he's the most dangerous member of his team. Kabuto said at finished while the rest of the team grew quiet. Naruto stared intently at Kabuto. His sensei wasn't someone who went out in the streets bragging about his team. So how did Kabuto know what Itachi had thought about his skills? But before Naruto could contemplate what was going on, a large man wearing a bandana and a coat popped in the room. So as for, the first part of the tuning exams, I really don't want to go over it. It's obvious that all of them are going to pass, right? The team cast that passed in the original is going to pass. Menma, Narumi, and of course, Sakura are gonna pass. So that's all that I wanted to say. The first part was not something that I should brag about or anything, right? Let's get to the second round of the tuning exams. At the entrance of the Forest of Death, Naruto was standing with his team among the other genin that had passed the first exam. Sasuke and Samantha, he really hadn't done anything but answer the questions on the test, which as more than half of the applications were either thrown out or quite given an option after the risk of never being able to surpass a genin rank was received. It was after the test had finished that an eradicate Kunoichi named Ango Mitarashi burst through the window. Her appearance alone caused most of the boys to have heavy nosebleeds. The fact that Naruto had got a nosebleed as well was why, Samantha gave him a glare while they were on the way to the Forest of Death. After some words from Anko, the team finally were able to enter the Forest of Death with each with a scroll. Naruto and his team was moving at a fast pace towards the tower. Naruto, just by releasing his Conqueror's Haki, had knocked out the Genin and took their scrolls that they needed in order to complete the test. Now the team was set. Oh, you guys think we're almost there? Asked Sasuke, as they continued to hop from tree to tree. As before Naruto or Samantha could answer, a giant tail smashed through the tree in front of the Genin team, who were barely able to avoid the impact, but still hit the ground hard. When the group was finally able to get up from the attack and processing the information, and then getting into the attack formation as well, they were met with a sight that made their blood run cold. In front of them stood a giant snake, but it wasn't what made the tree begin shaking. On top of that snake, on top of the head of the snake to be specific, was a pale man with long black hair. Konoha's public enemy number one, Orochimaru of the Sannin. I must say, I'm a little surprised that three of you were able to avoid that attack. The Sannin said, while the three Genin stood unfair, no words be able to form. Naruto, seeing his teammates in such a state, decided and clenched his fist and straightened his resolve to face an S-rank ninja. While walking forward to shock the shock and horror of his teammates, Naruto spoke. "What brings you here, Orochimaru?" he asked, which the man gained a sinister smile that screamed death from the man. "Ah, Naruto, it's been quite some time since we last met, hasn't it?" Orochimaru asked with a grin. "Sasuke, Samantha, get as far away from here as you can, right now," Naruto said. He knew what the snake was after. "You can't be serious, Naruto. We can't leave you alone," Samantha said. Naruto looked at Sasuke, who saw the look in Naruto's eyes. This was something personal to him, and not only that, He knew what Orochimaru was after now. He quickly nodded and appeared behind Samantha, chopping her at the back of her head, neck, and knocking her out cold. Naruto smiled at Sasuke as he saw the boy carrying his sister unconscious body on his shoulder. Thanks, Sasuke. Naruto said, but as Sasuke was about to leave, Orochimaru rushed towards the Uchiha to stop him from leaving. But a sharp wave of sliced energy came towards Orochimaru where he was originally at. Orochimaru managed to dodge it just by a little bit, and the area where Orochimaru was at was now sliced and clean in half, as Naruto appeared in front of Sasuke. Your fight is with me, Snake. Naruto said, pointing his blade towards the Sannin. Orochimaru narrowed his eyes at the blade that Naruto was pointing at him. So, right here passed his blade onto this brat. Huh, thought the snake. Sasuke started to run. He knew if he stayed back, he would only get in Naruto's way. And he had to protect his sister since he knew that she was the one that Orochimaru was after. Don't you dare die on me, Naruto, Sasuke thought. Back at Naruto and Orochimaru. My, Naruto. Who would have thought that you would have become that you would become one of us? Orochimaru said as he opened his mouth wide open and took out a sword. The sword was the grass cutter, Kusanagi, one of the 9 legendary swords. Naruto's blade turned pitch black as black lightning started to surround it. Orochimaru narrowed his eyes, seeing this. So Shanks taught him Haki, huh? This might be more troublesome than I thought. The snake thought. Orochimaru brought his sword up and blocked the attack from Naruto. The color of the Supreme King too, huh? So he can code his attacks in it. This boy might be trouble. Naruto disappeared, appearing again behind Orochimaru with a fully Haki charged sword, and Orochimaru turned around, coating his sword with all of his chakra, and when their swords clashed, a bright light engulfed the entire area after it died down. Naruto and Orochimaru were standing on opposite sides of each other. If I get hit severely by that sword that is coated in Haki, even my regeneration powers will be neutralized. The snake thought. Orochimaru jumped as Naruto came down with a sword. Do you really think I will let the girl escape? Said the snake. Naruto and Orochimaru stood at the same place, not making a move. Her Sharingan is the best I've ever seen in a Uchiha for a long time. I think even Madara pales in comparison, said Orochimaru. Naruto narrowed his eyes at the snake. What makes you think that I will let you leave? You are the weakest of the 9 swordsmen, Orochimaru, and a Haki user is your worst nightmare, since we can completely nullify your healing and make it useless. Not to mention, Naruto said as the Haki around Naruto's sword became more intense, I will kill you right here and right now. Orochimaru started to shake a little as he saw a silhouette of Shanks behind Naruto. This brat. How does he have such strong Haki at such a young age? He was brought out of his thoughts as he saw Griffin was now surrounded in fire chakra. I will go all out, no holding back, said Naruto, as he vanished and appearing in front of the Orochimaru and swung his blade, which Orochimaru blocked, and Naruto spoke. Sun Hollow, Naruto said as he went around Orochimaru's blade, but the Sannin was fast and managed to avoid the sword, but it scratched his cheek as blood started leaking from Orochimaru's cheek. Orochimaru vanished and appeared in the distance. Away. The red hair. The blondie must sense his Haki and must be and my chakra. A sense multiple unbecoming. The snake thought, but before he was caught completely off guard at Naruto that appeared underneath him. Divine departure. Naruto said as he sent Orochimaru crashing through many trees as the signing coughed out blood and looked at his stomach as he crashed into a stone. And there was a slice on his stomach. It was pretty bad. I have to get out of here. I just have to give up on Samantha for right now. Orochimaru saw Naruto appearing at a distance. Naruto, how truly powerful you have become, being able to damage me. This is a no little feat, but don't think that the next time we meet, the fight will go the same, said Orochimaru, disappearing in the ground, as if he was a ghost. Naruto sighed as he sheathed his blade and closed his eyes. There. They're almost at the tower. Better catch up to them. Naruto thought, leaving chose the direction of where the Uchiha siblings were. Soon everyone was at the tower. Most of the team had passed the exam. As in the original, instead of the original, only the sound team with Zaku and those who didn't pass, and instead of them, Menma, Mito, and Sakura passed, and the Kabuto's team entirely forfeits. Does not Kabute his entire team actually forfeits in this one. So you're pretty much gonna go over the tuning exam preliminary rounds. Minato comes and gives a speech about just why tuning exams are held every single year and whatnot. And people are pretty goddamn bored, if I'm being completely honest, by hearing that speech. So, anyways, let's get on with the fights. So, the first fight, of course, is gonna be between Naruto and Kiba, and when the proctor just tells both of them to come down, Kiba starts talking smack. He's like, just the anger Naruto, right? And then when Naruto doesn't really react to Kiba's like, fuck you, why are you not reacting? And then he goes to do a Getsuga on Naruto, but Naruto just unleashes his Congress Haki and knocks Kiba the fuck out. Like, Kiba and Akamaru both are knocked out by Naruto's Congress Haki. Meanwhile, in the upstage or the audience, Minato and all the Jonins are really surprised by seeing how strong Naruto's Concourse Haki really is, and Kurenai actually decides to comment on it as he was the one who was beside Itachi. Your students, Itachi, is quite an impressive feat. His Haki is really strong. Even I got a little sweaty just feeling that Haki even from up here, she said as Itachi smirked. You haven't seen half of what he can do, said our Itachi as Kurna looked at him. What? You're saying this is not the full force of his Haki? Itachi shook his head. Exactly. Nowhere near his full force, Itachi said as Kurenai gulped. I don't want to think what his full force is gonna be then, she thought in her head. And the second match was between Temari and Tenten, which of course goes the same match that did in canon, and Temari wins. The third fight is between Kongoro and Kurosuchi. Now, as I already said, the Eva team in the beginning of the part, if you guys have paid attention, if you guys really think about it, there's only one ninja that can think of going to the tuning exam, and that's Onoki's granddaughter, Kurosuchi. And yeah, she's pretty much there. One of her teammates did forfeit because he was injured, and she and one of her other teammates, her teammates are really not that important. So yeah, let's get on with the fight between Kankuro and Kurosuchi. Kankuro and Kurosuchi both stepped into the arena as the proctor held his hand down and began the fight. Kankuro, immediately getting his puppet out of his back, started to fight. But to his surprise, the girl went through hand sign, lava style, lava chasm. As she said that, she sent a huge wave of lava towards Conqueror's puppet, which Conqueror himself could not believe it. What the? Conqueror thought, but his entire puppet was melted. Shit, Conqueror thought as he decided to step back and forfeit. Without his puppet, he was completely useless. Oh. The battle ended quite fast. said to Samantha as she looked at Naruto, who was looking down at Kurosuchi, who looked up at Naruto and glared up at him with a smirk. She also looked up at both of the other Hokages, children, specifically Menma and Narumi, and smirked at them as well, sort of sending them a signal that she will defeat them. But in reality, we both know how that's gonna go after the fight does actually come to fruition. So that third fight also happens. Ino versus Sakura, pretty much the same thing. It's a draw. Garo versus Lee happens now, and Garo wins as he did in the original. Neji versus Hinata happens, and of course, Neji wins. Shikamaru, and of course, while Neji is beating down on Hinata really severely, Menma does intervene to protect Hinata, and even before the Jonins. And Hinata disqualified because, Menma helped her because Neji was about to kill Hinata because of his hatred and whatnot. And the next fight is between Shino and Menma. Menma just uses a bit of the, his Nine-Tails chakra in order to get rid of Shino's bug, and Shino just forfeits. And there's one more fight between Shikamaru and one of Kurosuchi's teammates, which Shikamaru wins by doing a little bit of trickery and here and there, right? It is really smart. So the final battle is between Samantha and Narumi. Oh boy, have I waited to get down to this fight. So let's get down to it. So let's begin this fight. Yeah. Naruto looked at Samantha, who was stretching her body and looking rather calm. You think you'll be able to take her down? Naruto said with a smirk. He already knew who he was rooting for. Of course, Samantha smirked as she turned her head to see the angry Uzumaki girl glaring at her. Oh yes, he's not one of my concern. Just you watch, said Samantha as Sasuke, and Naruto shouted, "You better win," as Itachi laughed. Well, she's strong and comes from the Uzumaki family. She does pose a great threat as, Kushina and Hokage have been training her for a long time. Naruto grunted. Yes, he hated to believe, but his sensei was extremely right. As both Menma and Narumi had been training with their parents for a long, long time. Naruto turned to Samantha and stated at her, "Don't lose." She continued to glare at Narumi, but she spoke. Got it. Because later on, I want to fight you, too, Samantha. The girl broke her concentration on Narumi and turned with a shocked look written all over her face. They stared at each other and none of them spoke a word for a while. It wasn't as if they both were surprised that besides the weird feeling they had for each other, their sense of rivalry between them. It was that no one outright admitted, until Naruto himself just said it right now. To others around them, it may seem like a petty feud that was going on between the two. These two were simply just doing what they needed. To them, it was more like it was saying, I acknowledge your strength. You're my equal, kind of thing. It inspired Samantha because she knew that he felt the same way as her. She stopped standing there so stiffly and spoke with a genuine smile. Got it. Naruto smiled too as he walked off, nodding to the rest of her teammates. As Naruto appeared beside Itachi. Do you think she can win, Itachi? Said Naruto as Itachi shrugged his shoulder. Beats me. So Samantha is strong, no doubt about it. We've trained together and you also train with her and Taijutsu and many other feats. For average Genins, she is really, really strong. She is well above most of the Genins and even Chunins in this village. So, doing that, she should be able to win. Said, what is his name? Itachi. Samantha moved to the stairs, passing by Team to 11, and she glared at Naruto. You, of all people, just watch as I get down your girlfriend down to her knees, and she'll beg for my mercy. Said, the girl, or the blondie girl, as he looked at Naruto. Naruto smirked. Try your best. She's gonna win against you. Naruto said as, Norumi smiled. You really think so, Naruto? Despite knowing all the training that I've gone through and who have trained me, you really are a fool. A disgrace to our family. As he said that, she went down. The Uzumaki and the Uchiha females, the tension rose between them. I'm gonna kick your ass and make you and Naruto both grovel at my feet. The Uchiha frowned at that statement. It was rather a dark past that she couldn't shake no matter how hard or how much she wanted to. Well, that was Naruto's past, that is. Nothing will ever change that. She thought, as well, she was thinking that this person pretty much made Naruto suffer, so she's kind of angry, because of all of this bullshit. Are the both of you girls ready to fight? The both girls nodded and got into their stances. Begin! As soon as Hayate got away, Narumi ran in first, ready to lay a beat down on Samantha. The Uchiha decided to test the waters first before she decided what to do. Narumi started out with a fast kick, but Samantha leaned back to avoid it. Narumi just kept her throwing attacks on the Uchiha, but she didn't get anywhere, as Samantha just kept on dodging. Stand still and let me hit you. Samantha just kept on dodging. And why the hell would I do that? Samantha stopped being on the defensive and went on the offensive. She blocked a punch from Narumi and delivered a fast jab on Narumi's face. It didn't hurt, but it did stung her. Narumi growled as he charged in again. He sent a fast kick at her head, but Samantha dodged it and jumped back. But then Narumi threw a kunai and shuriken at her. Samantha, who only took her own kunai and paired them all, then who took out her own kunai and pretty much deflected all of the kunai and shuriken. Narumi didn't stop as she went for more taijutsu. The Uzumaki ran for a haymaker, but Samantha dodged it. Didn't get from a quick backhanded fist that she got from the nose, making her bleed. She stumbled back in shock and sighed pain before wiping her nose. Nice trick, but you won't land that on me again. Narumi smirked. Bet, she replied before getting into her own stance. Samantha charged in as well as as Samantha and Narumi both charged a punch before. Samantha was slick and decided to fake her out, but went for a kick to her stomach at last minute. But, well, Narumi miraculously caught it by shinking both of her hands, and which was why she couldn't catch Samantha's other kick that was coming towards her from the back onto the wall. Samantha moved swiftly as she sped up to Narumi with a low tuning level speed to deliver a nasty jab into her face. You finished, and Naruto is finally free from you. She sent 5 fast strikes into her face and upper body, but, well, Narumi was blocking most of them until she got an uppercut that launched her back into the air. Narumi skidded back onto the floor as she laid down for a second, before getting up and rubbing her chin, while keeping that smile on her face. Got her right where I want her. She got up from the ground fully, and as Samantha watched her with a victory smile, is that all you've got, Uzumaki? This will be a much quicker match than I thought, if that's the case. Come on, I haven't even activated my Sharingan yet. The match was very boring for her. It just started. Was this an academy spar? The Uzumaki glared at her. Don't you dare mock me. I'm better than you are, she said as she did a Kai hand sign, and Sari began to feel weak. What? She fell to her knees as she felt something wriggling her down. The spectators was confused as to what was happening to her, but Naruto frowned as he figured it out. figures. Sees the daughters at the ends of the day. Sees her daughter at the end of the day. As Sasuke stared at him. What? What's happening to her? Naruto sighed. I didn't realize she was this far into her training. Hell, I didn't even know that she was even smart enough and patient enough to get to that level, but she did. She is in Uzumaki. Just what are we talking about? Naruto, Choji asked. Asuma, who overheard, smirked. Just watch the match, and you will understand completely. Kushina smiled as he saw what was happening. Yup, that's my baby. She got this in the bag. Menma smirked. Of course, she's my sister, and also part of the Uzumaki Namikaze heritage. Of course, you'll beat a common folk like an Uchiha. Naruto just frowned as he heard them just creak on spouting nonsense. Come on, Samantha, get your ass out of there. You have to get control over this fight, said Sasuke as he couldn't see his sister like that anymore. Shut up, Sasuke, Naruto said, sighing. But what do you mean? She was totally owning just Narumi and she had no chance. Yeah, but Samantha is an idiot. She was too busy showing off. She could have ended the fight sooner, and had she ever used a shotgun gun, but she didn't, and that costed her. As well, Itachi was the one who spoke. What do you mean? What do you mean? Itachi spoke in favor of Naruto. Well, to put it in simple words, while going up against the Uzumaki, it's best to not let them touch you. That got everyone's attention. What do you mean, Itachi-sensei? Sakura asked. You see, other than Kenjutsu, the Uzumaki were known for their high powers of seals. It's basically who they are and how they rivaled the other clans like the Uchiha and Senju. Though they were original distant cousins from them in the latter. The Uzumaki can basically do damn near anything with seals, and that's what makes them so dangerous to go up against. My red-haired cute Genin was right. It's foolish. It hurts me to say. But, well, my sister has seriously underestimated Uzumaki, and that's costing her right now. Back in the arena, Samantha was glaring at her. How did you? Narumi smirked. Well, I have been keeping it a secret since I wanted to surprise everyone. But I have been training to become a SEAL master, like my mom and dad. I've been training in SEALs since the day I started the academy, and only started to use them in combat when I became a genin. That I just wanted to plant at you was a chakra concealing seal. The seal will activate as soon as chakra is being used in your system, and will cancel out the immediate flow of chakra. Now you can't use your fire jutsu, your lightning jutsu, you can cast genjutsu, and you cannot even use the pesty shotgun of yours. So I suggest you surrender. You have lost, Samantha. The Uchiha girl looked shocked. That one stung a nerve. But then Samantha, she really had lost to her. Her teammates' encouragement, she failed. She looked up to see her sensei, sad and smiled, but it held a proud look. She still was a good kunoichi. It was just unexpected to see that, well, Narumi was actually good in seals. She looked over to her other brother, who only gave a cold glare to Narumi, which she found to be a bit funny and cute. The usual calm, caring Sasuke was hating someone. It just shows that Sasuke was just looking out for her sister and how much he loved her. And lastly, she looked at him, Naruto, and the one she was dreading to see. She could look at him, but instead of a disappointment frown, she got a smile, a genuine smile. Then he shrugged his shoulder and opened a sentence that made her feel at ease. That was full of Naruto-ness. I mean, shit happens. Well, oh well. Move on from this. It was so dry and basic, yet it was from him. Even if it was dry, it was the truth. So she could only smile, barely, and raise her hands. I surrender. As she said that, Hayate spoke in his raspy voice. This match is over. The winner, Naruto Uzumaki. as Naomi Uzumaki. Naomi smiled brightly as she looked in the stands to see her mother cheer for her and her father smile at her, while Menma smirked arrogantly. Then she glared up at Naruto. Did you see? I fulfilled my promise. I made her crawl to my feet, and it'll be you next. She thought, but when she glared up at Naruto, she fell down to her knees. As everyone looked at Naruto, was glaring down at Normie and released his conqueror's haki. I suggest you keep that lowly mouth of yours shut. Only Normie could hear it. What? He's in my head. But how? She thought, as Naruto was pretty much. If you guys don't know what I'm currently doing, shanks in the manga spoilers. If you have not read One Piece manga and if you don't want to be spoiled, just skip the a minute or two. Further into the video, as Shanks in the original manga, pretty much like by using his conqueror's haki, like sniped Green Bull from like a kilometer away and was like talking to him, and with conqueror's haki, and Green Bull was like, oh, okay, I'll just go off. Naruto's pretty much doing the same thing. He's just mentally talking with her alone. And Norman is like pretty scared at this point because Naruto's like pretty much hockey tagging her as she's kind of sweaty and just don't know what to do. People can also sense Naruto's conqueror's haki as they see like Naruto is on her knees and almost about to tear up and cry. But before Naruto could release more of his conqueror's haki, Samantha came up to the stands and just put hug Naruto from behind. Stop, it's okay. It was because I was careless. If I had not underestimated her, I wouldn't have lost. She said as Naruto calmed down. That brat really doesn't know me. Naruto said as he turned around and looked at her. As he put a hand on her cheek. Don't worry. It's fine. Shit happens and it's not unusual to lose. You're stronger than her, and that's a fact that no one can ignore. I'm proud of you. Naruto said as he smiled. Thank you, Naruto. She said as everyone in the arena was looking at those two. Those two were pretty much like a married couple at this point. You both are so cute. Might as well get married, Sakura said, coming out to the two of them, and Samantha just started to blush. Oh, shut up. Don't embarrass me, she said as Naruto pretty much smacked his forehead. Well, whatever, he said, as the Hayate told all the winner of the contestant to come down. So since all the contestants have come down to the ground, you all will get 1 month training period in order to train your body and mind so that you can pretty much do whatever you want in the Chunin exams finals. So anyways, before we go any further, I want to say that I'm proud of all of you and most of you that you have won. So, anyways, the rounds of the tuning exams or the matches are gonna be Neji versus Menma is gonna be the first match. The second match is gonna be Temari versus Shikamaru. Third match is gonna be Kurosuchi versus Narumi, and the fourth match or the fourth round is going to be Naruto versus Gaara. So this is going to be the matches that are going to happen in the next part of this video, of course. Hopefully you guys did like this part, since it did the script writing for this one. It was quite long and it did take a long time to write it. So anyways, yeah, I pretty much made everything clear. I'm not sure if I'll conduct the tuning exam finals in the next part. I have to there's a lot to cover in the next part. A lot of information and lore dump, like a lot of information dump. Pretty much lore piece, or in this case, lore Naruto is going to be dropping out next part. With a lot of information and is going to be dropping, and the invasion about information on that. And if you guys remember in the previous part, I did say the Minato is going to surprise train Naruto, and that is also going to happen, and so many other things. So yeah, hopefully you guys will come for the next part of this video. I can get this video to 20 likes to get the next part of this video. Yeah, and then without me babbling on anymore, yeah, since you guys have really supported the series very much, I'll keep on continuing making this series. It all depends on you guys. If you guys keep on supporting the series, I'll continue it. And without your support, I of course cannot make the series, because of course I'll produce what you guys like, right? So, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace out, guys. See you in the next one.